One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. This is a quote and title of one of Dr. Seuss's most famous books and a great introduction to two important biological concepts. Let's apply this quote to a lake. One fish, two fish refers to density, the number of fish in a lake. Red fish, blue fish refers to diversity, the different types of fish in a lake. In nature, there's thousands of these lakes, all with different densities and diversities of fish. And just like how we can see these differences, so can the parasites that infect fish as a host. And this is the premise of my thesis, trying to determine how important host density and diversity are for parasites. My thesis is noteworthy because researchers are still not too sure what environmental variables determine the rates of parasites like malaria or worm infections. Parasites are a part of human society, and in a time of drastic environmental change, understanding the specifics of parasite transmission is necessary for our public health. I use a fish parasite system where I can control the number of parasites while manipulating environmental variables. Therefore, I manipulate fish density and diversity to test how important these variables are for parasites. Density is potentially important for parasites since more hosts in an environment means fewer parasites for each host. Putting it into human perspective, the more people there are in a classroom, the less likely you are to be chosen to answer a question. Moving on to diversity, current research tells us that high host diversity can decrease the risk of parasitic diseases such as Lyme disease or West Nile virus. Therefore, protecting the density and diversity of animals is a possible win-win scenario for the environment and humans. So for my research using fish, I predicted that increasing fish density or diversity might decrease parasite risk. However, like a lot of science, what you see isn't always what you expect. When considering density, my results show that host density is only sometimes important for parasites. In a small lake, high fish density might decrease parasite risk, but we can't say the same thing for a larger lake. So the size of the environment is important for parasites. Moving on to diversity, my results show that parasite risk can decrease with the addition of one type of fish, but not with other types of fish. Therefore, diversity isn't as important as identity, the presence of specific fish. Ultimately, it's more than just host density or diversity that determine parasite risk. Dr. Seuss's book ends with this line, "Every day from here to there, funny things are everywhere." And my thesis shows sometimes it's the funny things that matter for parasites. It's not as simple as one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. And just like any book, you need to read the whole story to understand the message. Thank you.